I can't believe you wouldn't tell me who Caparex was.
What's up? Happy Tuesday, everybody. 15 games tonight. A lot of baseball on. Monday was okay. I finished in the red, but the top bets went 2-1. The two late games, Mariners and Rays. Not Mariners. Rays and who the hell else was the other? Oh, and Orioles. Those two games got a little bit of my losings back. But let's move on to today. Like I said, 15 games. Let's run it.
Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
All right, so yeah, like I said, 15 games to get through. Let's get it started. First one, Houston at Miami. Let's start the poll. Astros, Marlins, over, under. Poll is running. Cast your votes. Let me get my notes up. We'll get this kicked off. I have a feeling I'm having a good night tonight. I don't know. A lot of the picks just fell right into place, where the numbers and just things seem to line up. That doesn't. I've had that happen and had horrible nights. So, but I am going right back to the mouth that bit me last night. Playing Houston again, and I'm playing the exact same two bets I played last night. Astros money line, Houston team total over 4.5. The exact same two bets, going right back to it. Doubling down here. I look, I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that you should have faith in Christian Javier, because I don't really. He's really looked shaky. Since June 20th, he's got a 7.54 ERA, a 6.78 FIP, and a 6.45 expected FIP. He's been bad. Fastball has no life to it. All signs point to this guy is struggling right now. I've bet on him a few times thinking like, yo, he's going to start to look like Javier of last year. It's going to happen, and it's just not happening. But the truth is, even with his struggles, I will still take Christian Javier against this Marlins lineup over Johnny Cueto against this Astros lineup, without a doubt. I know Johnny Cueto's looks somewhat formidable in his last few starts, but, I mean, look at his matchup. So his last three starts were actually okay. They weren't great. They were okay. He was at Reds, who have been pretty cold offensively. Before that, 3 home starts in a row. Phillies, who we know don't hit righties. Tigers, and Rockies. Okay, congrats on your mediocre stats against the easiest stretch of schedule for a righty starter. Houston's bat should just destroy this guy. Get me back the money I lost from the Astros yesterday with the exact same two bets. Houston and Houston team total over.
Yeah, absolutely to feel the same way as you guys. And if you so I don't even feel I actually disagree with Kyle a little bit. Like, I actually do trust Javier. 5 of his last 7 starts have been on the road, right? 2 of the last 2 starts, the Yankees scored 3 in the first. I think it was a bomb, and then and then Baltimore scored 2 in the first or the fourth. And then before that, the Rays scored 3 in the fourth. So like they're literally scoring 1 run or 1 time against Javier, and everything else is zeros with him. So if he can get through the first, I think he keeps them in this ball game. And then as far as Miami goes, I'm a big fish guy. I don't like to rain on their parade, but the fact of the matter is they played well yesterday. I'll give them that. But the win before that against the Yankees was a blown lead. It's just one of those things where I just don't know if all these. I think they've been gifted a couple wins. I don't really trust Cueto, so if the Astros lose 3 in a row, so be it. But I'll take my chances. But yeah, I'm all over the bad guys. Astros money line, Astros -1.5.
Okay, money line -1.5. Yeah. So we both went exactly right back to the same bets we were on yesterday. I couldn't believe that they weren't putting runs across. And it's not like they left the bases loaded that 1 inning, but, I mean, it's not like they had a ton. Whatever. We'll get it back today. Let's see what the poll's on. 72% or 71%, it looks like. 71% of our viewers bet in the Stros, 19% Marlins, 4% over, 4% under. Game number 2, Cleveland at Cincinnati. Let's run it. Guardians, Reds, over, under. Poll is running. Cast your vote. Okay. So maybe I'm the squarest dude ever. This is such a super square pick, but I don't know how you don't take the Reds money line, and I'm also playing the Reds first 5 money line. It's so obvious. The public's all over it, which makes me not like it a little bit, but there's no way I could get to Cleveland here. So you got Graham Ashcraft pitching, who's been excellent, pitching against a Cleveland Guardians lineup that really isn't hitting. They may have put up a couple big numbers recently, but overall, this lineup has not been producing as of late. To take it even further, despite being a right-handed pitcher, Graham Ashcraft actually has much better splits against lefty bats, like much better. And you want to know how many lefties are going to be in the lineup for Cleveland tonight? 7. 7 lefties in that lineup with a righty pitcher on the mound in Ashcraft that's good at getting lefties out. All signs point to Cincinnati here. Like I said, I mean, you can see down here in the bottom left corner. Let me blow that up for you. Yeah, the whole world is betting Cincinnati. So I am the super public here, but I can't get there with Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't care. The Reds have been public in a lot of their bets for a while. But, yeah, I'm on the Reds as well. I played them on the money line. Yeah, Ashcraft has been fantastic for them. And, yeah, Cleveland has looks like they've been putting up a lot of runs, and they have. But they scored on Friday night, the other night, they scored 3 runs in the ninth. On Saturday night, they score 4 runs in the ninth, 3 run or whatever it was. So they're getting a lot of these late runs with wild pitches and bullpen blow-ups. So I'm not really sure I trust the fact that the Cleveland offense is quote-unquote back, even though they've put up a couple big numbers against the Rays at home. So, yeah, I'll take my chances with the Reds. And again, they're still fighting for a playoff spot. I know that Cleveland's not ace too, but yeah, I just don't see how you can get to Cleveland right here. I understand it's public. I get that. But at the same time, the Reds have been public for a while, and they still seem to win. So at certain times.
Yeah, and actually I have a one to show here, because if you look at the numbers, the Reds don't have the craziest numbers against lefties. But if you just look at the game logs, here are the all the lefty starters the Reds have seen in the last month. They're getting to them. I mean, look, there's no zeros there in the earned run column. Sure, we're not seeing explosions like we were seeing for them back in May, but they're scoring runs on lefties. I trust them to get to Logan Allen here. Our poll, this is a Reds program today. Looks like everyone's on Cincinnati with the 67% of our viewers betting the Reds, 19% Cleveland, 8% under, 4% over on that one. Let's move on to game number 3, Boston at Washington. Let's run a poll. Red Sox, Nats, over, under. Poll is running. Cast your votes. I'm taking a shot on Washington, just a half unit. So I'm on the Nationals money line. This isn't a huge bet. I just feel like the value's on Washington here. I got it like plus 146, something like that. So first of all, the line movement. Seems like the odds makers are pretty set on playing against all this Boston money. You can see all the money's on Boston in the bottom left. And the line moves towards Washington. So it's not just the fact that everyone's betting Boston. Let me blow it up for you so you see it a little bigger. So it's not just the fact that everyone's betting Boston, but the line actually drops a few cents the other way, moves the wrong way. So that's a good start if you like Washington. But then let's look at the starting pitching matchup here. You got to give it to Washington. Now, splits-wise, Josiah Gray's pitching at home. He's better on the road. Nick Pavetta's pitching on the road. He's better on the road. So splits-wise, the edge would go to Pavetta, but I don't even care. I will still take Josiah Gray over Pavetta any day, even if it's in Washington. Josiah Gray also coming off 2 bad starts in a row. Back-to-back bad starts from him. He's due for a good performance. And let's face it, Toast may not want to hear this, but the Red Sox bats aren't hot anymore. In the last 14 days, they're 22nd in WRC plus against righties. In the last 30 days, they're 23rd in WRC plus on the road. This lineup is not producing like it was, and they're still getting priced as if it's mid-July when they were on a heater. Remember, so the Red Sox were on that heater, right? Toast was betting them every day. He made a lot of money doing that. Then they went on a cold streak, and they went 1-7 in an 8-game stretch. Since then, yeah, they're 5-2 in their last 7 games, but they had 7 consecutive home games against the Royals and the Tigers. And they didn't even look dominant in either of those 2 series, by the way. The Royals and Tigers, they didn't look dominant in either of those 2 series. I'll take the Nats to steal one at plus money here.
It's a pass for me. I want to get to the Nationals, but I'm letting my little emails that I read every day. Washington is one of the worst teams in the league against the curveball, and that's one of Pavetta's put-away pitches. So if he's on with that today, Washington could struggle, but I don't want to play that price with Boston. I agree with Kyle. They didn't look good at home. They were winning games, but they weren't winning games the way you would think they were. So for me to pay that price to lay a run and a half, even though it's on the road at close to or at even money, it's just not a spot I want to be with all these games on the board.
Let's move on to let's see where our poll's at, actually. Looks like Boston gets the win in the poll. 46% of our viewers bet in the Red Sox, 36% bet in the Nationals, 12% over, 4% under.
I'm also not sold on Pivetta as a starter. Like, I truly think he relishes in that role where he's like the primary guy. I could be wrong there, but like I just feel like that's where I've made my killer money this year.
I never liked betting Pivetta. Dating back a couple years now. I never trusted him.
I like to pick my spots with him, but it's not a guy that, again, I'm not going to pay that price with him. I assure you that.
Yeah. Phillies, Blue Jays, over, under. Poll is running. All right. Get my notes up. So I'm taking Toronto in this one. It started off as a lean and ended up being a pretty decent sized bet for me. I'm on the Blue Jays here at home. All right, so I know the Phillies bats have gotten to some lefties recently. Let's pull that up to start, actually. So here we go. Here are all the lefties the Phillies have seen in the last month. You'll notice they didn't get to Patrick Corbin. They didn't get to Braxton. They didn't get to Rich Hill either, really. They did get to Dallas Keuchel and Mackenzie Gore. But look at these names on this list. Do any of these starting pitchers on here impress you? No, they shouldn't. Kikuchi's on fire right now. In his last 4 starts, he's got a 1.11 ERA, a 1.07 WHIP, a 1.96 FIP. Kikuchi's got a 1.96 FIP in his last 4 starts. He's been unbelievable, and here's the best part. You want to know who he's pitched against? At Seattle, at Dodger Stadium, Baltimore, and at Cleveland. Now, Cleveland's been slumping against lefties. That's an easy matchup, I'll give you that. But at Seattle, at Dodger Stadium, and against the Orioles, those 3 starts as a lefty, to have a 196 FIP, or whatever the hell he's got, through those 4 starts is crazy. Kikuchi's dealing right now. Look, say what you want about the Phillies. They're winning some games, but you know what? They scored 1 run combined in their last 2 games. Just 1. They lost 3-0, and they lost 8-1 to the Twins. I think Kikuchi's going to deal here. The problem is, I don't have a ton of faith in the Blue Jays bats. I mean, I'm sure you agree with me on that. I don't know if they get to Zach Wheeler. If you look at the last 5 righty starters to pitch against Toronto, yeah, they did get to Tyone. What was that, yesterday, day before? That was Sunday. So they did get to Tyone on Sunday. They scored 8 runs on him, but look at the 4 before that. They didn't touch any of them, so I don't have a ton of faith in the Blue Jays lineup. I think we're looking at a super low-scoring game through 5 innings, and this game's going to come down to a coin flip in the second half with the bullpens. And if these bullpens are fully rested, I like Toronto's better. So I got it at like plus 102 or something. I'll take the Blue Jays at home at plus money.
Yeah, not for me. I'm on the Phillies here. Don't care if it's public. The hunt for Red October is fully on. They just got embarrassed those last 2 games at home. Now they're going to hit the road to this Blue Jays team that I'm just really not in love with right now. I do agree with Kyle, it's not even an argument. But yeah, Kikuchi's been fantastic. I can't even say anything about that. I just feel like this Phillies team against a lefty at this short of a price, I cannot pass it up. So I did take the Phillies for a full unit.
It looks like poll is on my side here. 52%, I think. 52% of our viewers bet in the Blue Jays, 31% Phillies, 8% under, 7% over. All right, let's move to game number 5, and this is where we're game number 5 is Pirates at Mets. Let's run a poll. Pirates, Mets, over, under. Poll is running. I'm on the Mets here. So I'm going right back to the Mets. They cashed for me yesterday they cruised to a win last night.
That was so easy.
Yeah, that was never a doubt. Go right back to the Mets here. I think I got it at the minus 130. Oh, no, I think I got it at minus 136 maybe. But yeah, I'm on the Mets. Pretty much same description as yesterday here. Just fading the Pirates. As I said yesterday, we're not going to be able to get these kind of prices fading the Pirates for much longer. That hot streak that Pittsburgh was on, that'll keep the price up for a few days, but once they start to lose, it's going to go back. And if this game's played in 4 days from now, I would have a feeling it would be Mets minus 205 or something. So taking advantage of that. David Peterson pitching for the Mets. I do have a graphic here. Look how many lefty starters the Pirates have seen. And this is all in the last month. They've seen 10 lefty starters. We'll look at the earned runs column. Have they gotten to any of them? I mean, they got to Max Fried and they got to Tyler Anderson. But look at all the others on this list. I mean, I'm not even going to read them all off, but the Pirates are not getting to lefty starters right now. Prop Beaver likes David Peterson a lot. I think he pitches a good game, and the Mets should absolutely hammer Bailey Falter. Mets money line on the generous price.
Yep. I really can't add much to that. Mets on the money line. I don't understand the fixation of these people betting the Pirates. I really don't understand. So Mets on the money line for me. They're way the better team. And David Peterson, by the way, has looked really good his last, 4 or 5 starts. I mean, he's not going deep into ball games, but 3 2/3, 2 runs against the Cubs, 3 innings, no runs against Baltimore. 5 1/3, 3 runs against San Diego. And I know San Diego's terrible pitching, but against right-handed pitching over the last 2 weeks and month, they're top 3 in Major League Baseball. So against San Francisco. So yeah, David Peterson's looked good. I'm all over the Mets here today.
Let's go to the poll. Looks like 57% of our viewers bet in the Mets, 25% Pirates, 10% over, 6% under. All right, let's move on to game number 6. And this is the one we're bringing in Capper X. We're bringing in Capper X. Let's just get me and Toast back at the screen. There's no way to quickly switch. It's just him. Hold on, let me get me back on too.
Oh yes. I can't even. Yeah, this is just too good to be true.
All right, so we brought in a special guest for this. It's Capper X. Let's run a poll. It's Yankees at Braves. Yankees. All right, Yankees Braves over under. Poll is running. Cast your votes. Obviously, you guys know I was on Yanks yesterday. I took the plus 180 shot. It's just a pass for me today. I thought that was the one the Yankees could steal. Clearly, I was wrong. This is a straight up pass for me. Toast, you betting this one?
Yeah, I just bet the Yanks team total over 4.5 at plus 100. Plus money. Elders is absolutely terrible. I'll take my chances. I don't think the Yankees are going to win, but I think we probably see some runs. I was going to play the over, but I just wanted to take the Yanks team total. I think both teams probably score some runs here today.
I actually like that, the over 4.5. Capper X, do you have any thoughts?
The name's X, Capper X. Yeah, definitely got a pick for this game. I like the Braves' first 5 team total over 3.5. You can get that for plus 105 on PointsBet. Looking like a steal because Luis Severino fucking sucks. Wherever the Yankees sent Herman to go get his help, Severino needs the same help because this guy is without cause right now. He's allowed his last 9 of 11 opponents to go over the mark, averaging 6 runs through the first 5. He's also allowed his last 6 of 7 on the road to go over the mark, averaging 6 runs through the first 5. The Braves are killing righties right now. Over the last 2 weeks, they're first in WRC+, second in ISO, and first in OBP. And the last 5 righties to face the Braves, well, they own a combined 10.08 ERA, 2.19 WHIP. 4 of those righties allowed to land in the cash the first 5 team total over, averaging 5 runs a game. Let's not overthink it here, people. We're not Prop Beaver. We're Capper X. We don't do emotional bets. We bet with logic. We're going to win this one. Very nice to be on the show. Nice meeting you, Kyle Toast. Big fans.
All right, thanks. Thanks for joining, Capper X. Let's see what the poll thinks for that one. It's 71% of our viewers betting the Braves, 15% over, 12% Yankees, 0% under. So let's move on to the next game. Let's get to.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Let me get me back on the screen here real quick. All right, host deactivate. Host cam activate. Okay. So, next up is Tigers at Twins. Let's get the poll running. Tigers, Twins, over, under. All right. Poll is running. Cast your votes. All right, let's pull up my notes. So I bounced around a little bit on this one. I almost took the Twins, but I'm going to write Twins or under or pass. But it's a pass. I'm not betting this one. But as you can see, Detroit, very public dog here. If you look in the bottom left, everyone's betting the Tigers here. A lot of action coming in on Detroit. Also, it's not shown here in any graphic, but a lot of action coming in on the over on this one. These two teams just played with these exact pitching matchup. That was 6 days ago. Faedo versus Ober. It was in Detroit, and the Tigers won 9-5, I think. According to the action, everyone's expecting that exact same thing to happen because everyone's betting the Tigers and everyone's betting the over. So, naturally, my reaction is the Twins are going to win a low-scoring game. That's my thoughts on it. The pitcher the reason I'm not betting it is the pitcher history is a little bit concerning here. You would think Bailey Ober pitching for Minnesota in the same division would have really nice-looking career numbers against the Tigers, but that's not the case at all. He struggles against this team. In fact, he's had 3 bad starts in a row against the Tigers. And then on the other side, Faedo, it's like the exact opposite. He's made 2 career starts against the Twins, and both were solid. So I'm just going to pass on this one. I think the Twins win a low-scoring game.
Yeah, so everything what Kyle said, I played Minnesota money line, St. Louis money line in a parlay at plus 120. So I am well aware how bad Ober has been against the Tigers, and I'm well aware that Faedo's looked good. I'm also aware that the Tigers beat the Twins 3 out of 4 games last week or whatever it was. So odds makers know that as well, guys. They're not hanging up this Tigers number up there just for nothing. So I'll take my chances. I don't want to lay 1.5 with the Twins because I don't really trust them that much. But there's a lot of people I know that trust this Twins team. That think this Twins teams can hit some home runs tonight with like Gallo and stuff. Stuff like that. So putting those together in a parlay for just a small half unit play.
Someone said free Capper X. Let's see.
I knew that's what you were laughing at as soon as I saw that pop up.
Someone said, I'm obsessed with Capper X. Twins barely win this poll. 41% of our viewers bet in Minnesota, 40% bet in Detroit. So very split down the middle here. Also over and under even there. So really no edge from the poll. Let's move on to game number 8, Oakland at St. Louis. Toast just told us what he's betting here. Athletics, Cardinals, over, under. All right, poll is running. This is a pass for me. I've noticed that the last couple weeks of baseball, I seem to bet the early games and the late games. These Midwest games, I never really touch. I don't know. It just worked out that way. I'm not doing it on purpose, but I have no interest in betting this, and we already know what Toast is betting. He said Minnesota, St. Louis, moneyline parlay. You have anything you want to say about it, or?
I think that Dakota Hudson's a little underrated. This guy's been around for a while. He's a pretty solid veteran pitcher. So he has a couple blow-ups in there, but he also has a lot of good starts. St. Louis isn't a team that I trust to win in games that when they play against good teams, I don't want to bet on them. When they play against bad teams, I'll bet on them. They're 5-5 their last 10. They're 9-11 their last 20. I'm not trying to make a case that the Cardinals are good, but they're better than Oakland. They play well at home. I'll take my chances in that parlay.
Cool. Poll is leading Cardinals as expected. I don't think the Oakland's ever won a poll. 63% of our viewers bet in St. Louis, 23% betting Oakland. 11% over, 0% under. Let's move on to game number 9, Angels at Rangers. I couldn't have been more wrong in my prediction. I expected a low-scoring game. Texas team total under. They scored like 13 runs or some shit. So, yeah, Angels at Rangers. Polls running.
Let me guess. You're going to play the Angels again.
You're damn right.
Oh, my God.
Here's the play, though. The play is Angels first 5 money line. It's at plus 154.
All right. Okay. There you go. That makes more sense. Okay.
Angels first 5 money line at plus 154. That's a serious payout for a first 5 money line. And let's start out with Jordan Montgomery. Toast, I want you to look at this graphic here. Jordan
I think
Montgomery.
my bet's going to surprise you in this game.
Oh, I assumed you were betting the Rangers because you can't get off their nuts. But Jordan Montgomery, you see his last 6 starts, definitely a drop-off in production. I'm not saying he's been bad. Just hasn't been as good as the previous 6 starts. You can see FIP, expected FIP, ERA, all numbers slightly up. I'm not trying to say he's bad. Or I'm not trying to shit on Jordan Montgomery at all. I like him. I bet on him a lot this year. Just not quite as elite as he was a month and a half ago. And then here we go. Say what you want about the Angels lineup, but check it out. They've only seen 4 lefties in the last month, but they hammered 3 of them. And the other one was like a spot start. He only pitched an inning in 2/3. So in reality, you could say the Angels have hit up the last 3 lefty starters they've seen. You see what they did to Eduardo Rodriguez. Yes, that was back on July 25th. I know that, but Angels, you can say what you want. No lefty starter has beaten them yet because they haven't seen one since July 25th. I was making a joke. But I think the Angels score runs on Montgomery. And then Giolito, he looks better. I know that there's not much evidence to show that he'll go into Texas and pitch a good game because it's on the road, and we know Giolito struggles on the road. But I really like his new arm action that he's got. I don't know if you saw, like, he tucks it in now. Thing he's been doing this year. I like him. The Rangers' current lineup is just 20 of 102 a lifetime off Giolito. That's a 196 average. So the Rangers' current lineup hitting just 196 lifetime off him, 555 OPS. I'm straight up playing Giolito versus Montgomery. I think the Angels score some runs on him, and I get this first 5 win.
So Giolito has faced Texas, or not this. It's going to be a little bit of a different team, but has went to Texas the last 2 years in a row, and he's went 5 innings, and each of them only gave up 1 run. They did beat the hell out of him when he pitched against them at home, but his both starts on the road in Texas for whatever reason, Giolito pitched well. That being said, I don't want to bet against the Rangers at home on a money line or a side, but I will play Angels team total over 3.5 at -110. I just feel like this number should be 4.5. It's nice plus money or something like that at least. Ballpark Pal has them at like 4.5. I just posted as well. Ohtani in his career has like a 1.8 OPS. Let me see what it is. Just 1.942 OPS in this stadium in 23 at bats. Again, I'm going to play him for Dinger Tuesday as well, but I just think that this number's too well. These lefty starters, that's not a coincidence with Cron and Grichuk in here. So I think with those added to the lineup, I just think that this number is a little bit too small. We've also seen the last few times that these teams have played just a plethora of runs: 5-4, 10-1, 16-8, 9-6, 7-3. So I'll just take my chances on it. The Angels scoring some runs.
I was talking about Giolito's tucking his arm in his release, and someone said Prop Beaver tucks it in as well. Our polls all over Texas here. 79% of our viewers betting the Rangers, 9% Angels, 7% over, 3% under. Damn, that was funny. Let's move on to the next game. Ooh, let me switch back. White Sox at Cubs. Chicago battle here. White Sox, Cubs, over, under. All right. Poll is running. Cast your votes. So I actually have a parlay of my own. Just a nice little 2-pick. I'm pairing the Cubs. I paired them with the Dodgers.
The Doyers.
Cubs, Dodgers, moneyline parlay, plus 131. Not much of a description here. Just auto fading the White Sox. They traded their entire bullpen. I like Touki Toussaint. I mean, you can rewind back to previous videos on this channel. I've spoken highly of him. I like him, but most of his short tenure with the White Sox, most of it has been losing. The White Sox are just 2-5 in his 7 starts, and one of those wins he was terrible in. He got pulled before he even made it through the 4th inning, and then the White Sox came back and won. But so you can make an argument that they should be 1-6 in Toussaint's 7 starts. Don't have a ton of hope from him here. I like Kyle Hendricks. I like him at home in Wrigley Field. Cubs bats definitely have cooled off a bit, but even if the Cubs are losing, the White Sox bullpen, no way I could get behind it. So I think Cubs get the win here. It's super public, but whatever.
Yeah, I could care less if it's public. Operation Fade the Chicago White Sox is still on for me. Cubs minus 1.5 at plus 112. Look, Touki Toussaint has a walk problem, and that could be a very big problem for him. Cubs are like one of the top 5 best teams in Major League Baseball drawing walks. 5 walks his last time out, 4 walks the last time before that. 4 walks against the Mets. He did have a 1-walk performance against Cleveland, but even going back further, 4 walks, 5 walks, it's been pretty bad. So, in matter of fact, in his last 7 starts, he's had 4 more walks in 5 of those. Again, I just don't see how the White Sox continue to play well when they. I mean, let's face it, when they faced Milwaukee and stuff like that, I mean, they're a much better team. Milwaukee's a much better team. The Yankees, they're known to choke. I mean, so scoring 9 runs on the Yankees doesn't mean anything to me. And beating Cleveland can't score to save their life. So I'm going to continue to fade Chicago until I can't anymore.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. My notes could have been 4 words: auto fade White Sox. So 77% of our viewers betting the Cubs, 16% White Sox, 3% over, 1% under. Next game. Oh, I have it set up for... There we go. Mariners at Royals. This is a crazy game. I can't believe I lost my team total over in this. Team total under. I had Mariners team total under 4.5, and they had 0 runs in like the 7th. Like, Brady Singer dealt. He dealt. And I still didn't get it. So, polls running. Cast your votes. Mariners at Royals. I'm all over Seattle here, definitely. Let me put it up. Mariners money line. I got it at minus 135. Mariners money line. Okay. So, yeah, without a doubt on Seattle here. The only reason I doubted Seattle yesterday, I've been betting the Mariners. The only reason I bet against them yesterday was Brady Singer pitching at home, as I talked about yesterday, that he's been so dominant at home. That's the only reason I was not betting Seattle yesterday. I'm betting them today. There's no way Seattle loses 4 in a row. Emerson Hancock looked like a beast in his first career start. I watched a lot of that game. He was so good. A lot of movement on his stuff. Mariners bat should absolutely tee off Jordan Lyles. I think this is a very generous price. I think a lot of people overreacting to what they've seen the last couple days. The Mariners should be like minus 160 favorites here.
I couldn't agree. Keep in mind, the 2 games that the Mariners lost also against Baltimore went
10th
to extra
inning.
innings.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not like they're like getting throttled or anything like that. Their offense hasn't been as good without J.P. Crawford in the lineup. There's no question about that. But again, Emerson Hancock, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, these are my guys. Logan Gilbert got hit up for the first time on the road in 2 months. Like, it's whatever. It's baseball. It is what it is. But if you're going to give me this Mariners team with a huge bullpen advantage at a minus 135 price, I'm almost going to take it every single time. So yeah, I'm on the Mariners as well.
And community definitely agrees with us too. 74% of our viewers, 73%, I'm sorry, on the Mariners, 18% betting the Royals, 5% over, 2% under.
The Mariners bullpen isn't suspect, by the way.
Yeah, who said I like the Mariners bullpen?
That's
Brash and Munoz. I would take those two almost any.
Everybody has a bad night in this league, guys. Everybody has a bad night in this league.
Yeah, Brash and Munoz just dominant. I'm not really the biggest Topa guy though. I don't really like him. I like Brash and Munoz though.
It's Brash that has to be good for them. Like, he has to be, especially now that they traded Seawald. It's time for him to take a step up.
This is an ultimate. I'm pissed I didn't play the Rockies yesterday. This is an ultimate.
I know. We both said the same thing too.
Yeah, this is definitely. There's no way. I mean, I'm at the point where, like, should Arizona even be favored? Like, what the fuck? They're so bad.
I'm not betting this one either. But it's Yeah, it'd be Rockies or pass again. There's no way in hell I'd play Mariners. I'm not betting this game. But yeah.
Yeah, the same. I would imagine most people be clicking the pass button on this one. Wow, the Colorado Rockies win a poll. You don't see that in here often.
I mean, it's not. I mean, yeah, Arizona shouldn't be minus 130 to a AAA team at this point. So
for real, 41% of our viewers betting the Rockies, 37% D-backs, 15% over.
Especially when your 2 of your wins came against fucking Padres that were like gifted, like, oh, our bullpen's terrible. Here's 3 home runs for you, just in case you didn't want to win. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh man,
Speaking of,
they were winning too, and then I saw the Rockies tied it, and I was like, why didn't I bet that?
yeah.
Plus 180 or some shit it was.
Speaking of heartbreakers last night.
I was satisfied with this game last night.
Yeah, I know you were public.
Me and the public were sitting
Are you gonna
pretty.
do it again? Are you gonna do it again?
Why don't you go
sit
first?
pretty again?
Why don't you go first?
I'm on the Padres again. This is the same thing as last night. This is not me as a Padres fan as much as it probably comes off as. I was fading them for a long time as well. This is just a definition of you play lines, not teams. And last night was the same way. If you take those teams out of it and you play those lines, it just made sense. And it's the same thing here. Obviously, the books have no problem putting up this plus price with the Baltimore Orioles today, because if you can look at the thing in the bottom, Sauce, if you want to bring it up, there's obviously action on Baltimore. So again, I'm playing the line, not the teams. I'll take the Padres. They have a full rested bullpen. Walker's been really good for them. I understand he hasn't pitched in a while, but he's a veteran. He knows how to take care of his body and do this. This should be another solid start for him. So Padres against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks is number 2 and 3 in Major League Baseball. Yeah, so I'll take my chances with the Padres here.
You nailed it. Padres is the play here. Definitely on San Diego. Padres money line. Okay. I mean, he kind of said a couple of things I was going to say. I don't love the idea of backing Michael Wacha in his first start back, but like Toast said, this dude's a veteran. I'm sure he can figure it out. But really, this is a fade of Jack Flaherty. Maybe he did pitch well in Toronto a couple weeks ago. Give him some credit for that. He went into Toronto, pitched a good game. But before that, his days with the Cardinals, his last few road starts weren't good. This guy struggled in Arizona. I mean, nobody struggles in Arizona in the last couple of months. That team sucks. He struggled in Arizona, struggled in Wrigley, gave up 11 base runners in Miami, another team that's not hitting righties. He got rocked by the Nats before that. I mean, yeah. So Flaherty came to the Orioles. He went on the road to Toronto and made one good road start. Before that, it's 4 really shaky road starts in a row. I expect the Padres to score runs on this guy. Padres bullpen completely rested to close it out. Love San Diego in this one. And our poll doesn't love San Diego at all. 69% of our viewers bet in the Orioles, 26% bet in the Padres, 4% under, 0% over. Let's move on to the next one, which is Rays at Giants. I know, this one sucks.
It's like 2 people. I'll tell you guys this. There's probably 4 or 5 people on the planet that could either I'll tail blindly or they can change my mind about a bet. My uncle's one of them. Kyle's one of them. And there's a couple other people. My uncle has a pretty decent size bet on the Giants tonight, and I can't figure it out. I just can't figure it out.
Well, I actually ended up passing. I said Giants are pass. I wouldn't bet the Rays again. I had the Rays last night.
Yeah. That was with Glasnow on the mound. That's a no-brainer.
Exactly. That Glasnow was like a huge reason for my bet.
Yes.
Look, it's very clear that the odds makers like their position here. This was Giants minus 106 as of this morning at 9 a.m. It moves 4 or 5 cents towards the Giants despite the action coming in on Tampa. Just a reverse line movement there. Look, the odds makers are wrong all the time. They like the Giants tonight. That's why I would bet them, because I don't trust the Rays at all. I don't trust the Giants either. I don't trust the Rays either. As we know, Giants just 2-7 in their last 9, scored just 10 runs in their last 5 games. But everything, I feel like a lot of the criticism I could give the San Francisco Giants right now, I can copy and paste it over to the Rays. I don't trust their bats. I don't trust the Rays either. So I would, if gun to my head, I might end up throwing a last-minute bet on San Francisco here on the side, but it didn't make my final ticket.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to come up here with a straight face and say I really like a team regardless of that. That's 3-7 their last 10. And yeah, and they're not even really scoring runs at all. It'd be different if they're scoring runs certain games and their bullpen gives it up, or they have a bad starting pitching. They're just not scoring runs. 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 5, 8, 6, 1, 1. Their last 10. I mean, literally. So I mean, it's just like rolling the dice to see if this team's going to score runs. And keep in mind the 3 runs against Texas. 2 of those came in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. So it's just I just can't do it. Maybe if I'm sitting pretty at the end of the night, I might play, like Kyle said, play on the Giants just because I trust people like my uncle and stuff like that. But yeah, I can't do it right now.
Everyone, see, with that stuff, to talk about the Littell stuff, look, with that stuff, you can use that either way. You can be like, Littell hates the Giants, he wants the deal. Or you can be like, the Giants hate Littell and they want to rock. Like, you can use the same narrative on either side. I don't play it.
Yeah. I think I paid this much attention.
Yeah, these guys are playing for millions of dollars.
They're professionals.
Yeah,
like
they're playing for $1 million contracts. They're not worried about like little petty drama. Like they're not worried about that shit. So yeah, Giants are pass for me. Our poll heavy on Tampa. 69% of our viewers bet in the Rays, 18% Giants, 9% under, 2% over. Last game on the docket, and it is Brewers at Dodgers. Let's run a poll. Brewers, even though pretty sure you guys know what I'm betting. I have the Dodgers in a parlay with the Cubs. So that was my bet here.
Parlay.
Cubs, Dodgers, moneyline parlay. This one is as simple as Bobby Thriller is back. He looked great. Pitched himself out of so many jams in his last start. Really like what I saw from him. And look, there are some pitchers that I kind of like and that I would take shots with at plus money in Dodger Stadium. There are a bunch out there. Adrian Hauser is definitely not fucking one of them. No chance in hell. So, yeah, I paired the Dodgers with the Cubs in a parlay. It's like plus, I put the odds up before. I forget what they are. I have them right here. 1 second. It's plus 131 is that.
Dodgers -1.5. Hello.
Yeah.
Gonna keep on riding the Dodgers, guys. This team is absolutely rolling right now. 9-1 their last 10, 14-6 their last 20, 22-8 their last 30. The Dodgers are all the way back, and I'm not gonna lie, if they get Walker Buehler back in any way, I think they would be probably the favorites to win the National League. That's just me. Also, Bobby Miller didn't look that good his last start in Hollywood. Gave up 3 runs in 5 innings to the Reds. Got to him a little bit early, but he settled down as that game went on. So I expect Bobby Miller to pitch well tonight. I expect the Dodgers to smash Adrian Hauser. Dodgers keep rolling, baby.
All right. So did you send me the Underdog? Thank you, Capper X. All right, let's see. Next up, let's run the Underdog Pick'em. All right, let's pull it up, see what we got today. All right, so Luis Severino higher than 3.5 earned runs. Let me blow it up a little bit. It's a little small. Luis Severino higher than 3.5 earned runs. Josiah Gray higher than 2 walks allowed. Logan Allen higher than 2.5 earned runs allowed. Bailey Ober higher than 2.5 earned runs allowed. That's 4, so that pays out 10 times on Underdog. If you don't have Underdog, it's available in any state that's highlighted in orange here. So if you're in one of those states and you don't have an account, go to Underdog Fantasy, their website, or you can download their app. When you make an account, make sure you use the promo code BET. That comes with a $100 deposit match. So if you put $100 on, they give you a free $100 to play with. All right, let's finish this up with the community parlay.
Hey, come on, it's the community parlay. What's the matter for you?
The coldest community on planet Earth. That's us, guys. This community cannot buy a hit. The question is, will the Atlanta Braves be in the community parlay? Because that's become a daily storyline. The Braves have blown the community parlay more than any other team. We left them out yesterday, and they win. That's a narrative.
Full disclosure, if they do make the parlay, I love my team total over 4.5.
So Astros, then it was Reds. We were Reds program today. Red Sox.
Or-
And
I hope you got me one of those.
Blue Jays actually won that poll over the Phillies. There we go. First poll's running. Let's get this leg up.
Also, guys, I took a machine gun to the props board today. Freddie Freeman, 2+ hits, plus 170. Eugenio Suarez with an RBI, plus 150. Kim, hits, runs, and RBIs, plus 100. Matt McClain and Jose Altuve over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And then I posted 2 hit parlays on my Twitter page as well.
Cool. First leg. It was the first leg yesterday as well. Community goes right back to the Astros, even after what they did to us yesterday. I like it, though. I'm on Houston.
Also, drop your Dinger Tuesday picks in the comments. I want to see them. I want to see who you guys are taking. I have 3 names I want to see what everybody else is.
Dinger Tuesday. Tigers or Twins? Was Twins by a smidge. And then Cardinals.
Thomas Maggio, absolutely Ohtani over 1.5 total bases at like plus 125. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone dropped your Dinger Tuesday picks in the comments for anyone who's looking to tail some of those. Please. All right. Oh, man, the Braves by a landslide. Woo! Everyone is pretty set. Braves money line. So Astros and Braves.
This could get fun.
Yeah, well, the Braves, man. How many times have they ruined the
Braves? I'm gonna lose my mind. It would be just the. Oh man.
Rangers, Cubs, Mariners, and the Rockies won that poll.
They did. They did win that poll. We are the Rockies program today, as you would say.
All right, third leg of the parlay up and running. Community parlay snapping the streak today. I can feel it.
Ooh. Devers, Riley, Nikki Sticks. Okay. Simeon, all right.
I've seen this guy, Kevin Juska, mention Marcus Simeon like 13 times. Is this guy have an obsession with Simeon? Is that Simeon's son?
I don't know.
All right. Looks like 5-4. Looks like Cubs are going to win this one. And I hit end poll. We're just waiting for the results. There we go. Cubs make it. Astros money line, Braves money line, Cubs money line. Last leg coming. So the last games that I didn't do yet, we have.
Yeah, Simeon's kind of on fire right now.
Orioles, Rays, Dodgers, and then which second place came the closest? So Rangers at 32%. Mets, not even close. So Reds. The Reds actually came the closest. So the Reds are back in for one more shot. Orioles, Rays, Dodgers, or Reds. What's the last leg of this parlay? People in the comments are crazy, man. Wow. Dodgers by a landslide. I'm ending it now. It's Dodgers by a mile.
Those 4 are 479.
We're winning this, guys. This is it. Community parlay. Houston, Atlanta, Cubs, Dodgers plus 479. Super square. It's hitting. Tonight's the night.
My 3 Dinger Tuesday picks: Jake Bowers, Shohei Ohtani, Eugenio Suarez.
So, as always, thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. We got Jay Briggs from Pick Dogs joining us tomorrow. We'll get Capper X back on here soon if I can locate him. He doesn't have a Twitter or a phone number or anything. He's everyone, remember to bet responsibly tonight. Hit us up on Twitter if you need us, and we'll see you tomorrow.